So all around, 2017 has been an amazing year for movies, one of the best years in a long time, but it's not without its disappointments, sadly. Downsizing is the latest movie from Alexander Payne and stars Matt Damon. I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. I just can't resist quoting Team America. But anyway, it stars Matt Damon as a guy who's living with his wife, and he doesn't have quite the best life in the world. This is a society where there's this invention called downsizing, where it pretty much permanently shrinks people in an attempt to save the environment, help the economy, and a friend of his, played by Jason Sudeikis, convinces him and his wife to go through with downsizing. His wife chickens out, but Matt Damon goes through with it, and the rest of the movie is just kind of him trying to cope with the idea of being downsized and how it could possibly affect the economy and the environment. I was actually really looking forward to this because I really liked Alexander Payne's last two movies, The Descendants and Nebraska. I like The Descendants a little more. And I really love the concept of this movie. There's technology out there that shrinks human beings. It's not made a huge deal of it because it's just kind of like a regular thing in society. And this idea is open to endless possibilities that you could explore, like how would downsizing affect the economy for the rest of the world? Are the people that are downsized considered separate citizens, or are they all still together? Can they still vote? There's a lot of really great ideas to explore with this concept of downsizing, and I think that's one of the big opportunities that this movie missed completely. It talks a lot about how downsizing could affect the economy, but we really don't get to see much of it. In fact, once Matt Damon goes through the downsizing procedure, the regular world is just abandoned. We never go back into the regular world. We never see how the two worlds collide and affect each other. We're just stuck in Leisureland, the area that Matt Damon now lives in. And at points, you even forget that he's supposed to be smaller than regular humans. So that's something I was really disappointed in. Another element in this movie that they completely threw me off with, and I don't think it's even in the trailers, is this environmental message that comes up in the second half of the film. I'm not going to hold the movie accountable for bringing in an element that was not featured in the trailers because, hey, that's something you discover for the movie, and I do like surprises here and there, but this environmental message, once it comes up, the cool idea that we had with downsizing and how it helps the economy or could possibly damage it, is thrown out for an environmental message, save the world agenda that is so ham-fisted, so pretentious, so preachy that it almost comes off as a cliche in itself. The last half of the movie just really threw me off because of this environmental message, and it just ultimately doesn't result into much. It's something I don't want to get too much into because I would be delving into spoiler territory, but if you're going to handle an environmental message, make sure it feels organic to the plot. This thing just comes out of nowhere, and it feels like you're watching a completely different movie. The performances are good, I guess. Matt Damon is always good in most movies because he's Matt Damon. Jason Sudeikis is good for the little time that he's in it. I like Christoph Waltz in a lot of movies that he's in, except for Spectre, and he's really good here. And then one actress in this movie that is not even promoted in any of the trailers, but she got a Golden Globe nomination for, is Chau, who plays this Vietnamese cleaner that Matt Damon eventually meets. And I have conflicting opinions about her performance. On one hand, she's really good. She plays kind of a stereotype in a sense, which is where the mixed opinions fall in, because she speaks in broken English, she speaks constantly, but I know there are Vietnamese women out there that are very much like that, and the actress is really putting her all into this role, so she's good in that sense, but there are points when the movie can't decide if her role is played for drama, if it's played for comedy, because when I saw this in the theater, most of the response that came from the audience due to her performance was that they were laughing a lot, and I don't know, I just find the general public nowadays to be kind of stupid. However, I just don't trust the general public when it comes to anything, really. That's one thing that this year has definitely taught me. So the actress does a good job, but the character is just downright irritating, and there are points where the movie has no idea what it wants to do with her. So this is a disappointment for me. I was really looking forward to this movie, and I think because it's Alexander Payne, it makes it slightly worse. And give me 1 second, folks. Hello? Alexander Payne wrote the screenplay for I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, one of the most insulting movies in the last 10 years. Okay then, I guess Alexander Payne has had his few share of stinkers, so bottom line, it's a disappointing movie all around. I've seen other movies here that I was looking forward to that just angered me. With this movie, it just never made me mad. I was just disappointed. I was let down. So I gotta say, watch at your own risk. There are some good things in this movie, and it does have a brilliant concept that I wish that they explored more, and then the second half of the movie just completely derailed the whole thing. I kind of gave up at the second half. And that's my review for Downsizing. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below and tell me what your thoughts are on the movie, if and when you've seen it. And as always, this is the real Mr. Robinson telling you there's only one.